Boom. Boom, boom, boom. Here we go. Here we go. My dang mic stand. Oh, what's going on here? What's going on here?
BeatStars.com.
BeatStars.com. Yeah, buddy. Okay. Trying something new today. Trying something new and never gonna do it again. So what we're doing here is we are messing around with the new setup, which is the desktop computer, the AMD. It's my last video. Basically, I owe the channel at least 2 videos. One referring to this new kind of build, very basic. I still have to upload or upgrade my video card. But we want to talk about EOS, USD. Here is the chart, my friend. And guess what? She sold off quite a bit. So just get rid of this. This is a Bollinger Bands. These are some moving averages. This is a weekly chart. Look at the daily. Okay, now we're starting to get constructive because, okay. I think this is the 50-day moving average on the daily. And as far as structure, it looks a lot like ABC, where C is also ABC. I do like these sort of patterns. And so we're looking at a big pullback. Also, what you will see, and I'm just going to recreate this just so you can kind of follow along. But we're going to go to this whole range, the Fibonacci retracement. We pull from the bottom all the way up to the top of the recent swing. And isn't that interesting? Price basically nearly bottom ticked on the 618 at 424. So it didn't quite get there. Just about. And now we've had a kind of a rebound and we're deciding where to go next. So I'm very interested in EOS. I think the explanation, it doesn't really matter, but I will, a lot of people do like explanations. I've just seen enough price action that like, it doesn't really matter what, people think happened or what happened. It's just price. So you don't need to know anything more than that. You don't need to follow the 50 different news articles a day. All of that is secondary to price. So if we see the whole crypto bottomed here, in my opinion, and started a new bull market. So the first advance, we didn't know what EOS was going to announce at the Block.one when they announced that they're going to have, basically Twitter with their own spin on things. People sold off and they weren't that excited about it, and for good reason. There's already a lot of different social media projects, and like Gab, for instance, which I'm an investor, and it's very difficult to compete against Google, YouTube, Twitter, etc. So in my opinion, everything also sold off, but going into this event, I traded it up. I got out of most of my position. I didn't nail the top, but I got out of most of my position. I think actually mid 7s, so it's actually quite good. But yeah, I lost the 10 EMA and I dumped it. I was just kind of sitting, and I actually did get in some Bitcoin up in here, 11.4. 11.5, that area, and we had some unrealized gains and it came back to me, still sitting on the Bitcoin. But specifically with EOS, it does look quite nice. When something gets decimated like this, I mean, it's almost $9. It pulls back all the way to 4, just above $4. That's a lot of forced liquidations. Now we have this nice upwards sloping moving average. We have a very big move and a nice kind of structure. Oh, and it coincides with the Fibonacci. Okay, well, it's pretty easy to put this trade on. And, if you have a daily close below this area, that's kind of for your own judgment. But, a daily close, not a wick, a 15-minute candle, but a daily close, or perhaps even a weekly close below there, then you're going to get out. But I think EOS is cheap. I think EOS has a winning team. I think that there's going to continue to be the big dichotomy between Bitcoin and, let's say, Litecoin is that they don't really have to deliver much. Sure, it'd be nice if Bitcoin had Lightning Network and a scaling solution and people were using it as currency, but that's not really where we're seeing it. And a lot of people are okay with just Bitcoin being a digital store of gold, it's a store of value, it's digital gold. It's going to stay exactly the same. It's not going to innovate, and just take it or leave it. So a lot of people are okay with that versus EOS. They raised $4 billion. You better build me some dApps, some decentralized apps. And you better, take on now Facebook, Twitter, Google with their YouTube, etc. And they have to deliver. They have to have real projects. Their blockchain, it has to perform day in, day out, right? Bitcoin's been around for, over 10 years now. So EOS has kind of this good ebb and flow where people get overly excited and then they get like, okay, no, Bitcoin, has performed better. So let me just focus there. And I'm jumping EOS. And now we're at a great inflection point where it's a great risk reward, targeting, new highs plus. I think this is just going to zoom out for a second. Guys, while I'm just kind of thinking about the next thing I'm going to say, I'm just looking at a chart with you guys, but I want to give a shout out to Krowns Crypto Cave. Perhaps the first time you watch it, you'll be like, wait, there's a lot of, not a lot, but there's some insider lingo. He has his own lingo. He's got his own YouTube channel, Krowns, Krowns, Crypto Cave. So I've found searching the internet for years and years and years about financial Twitter. There's only a few traders I actually I respect. I would trust them with running money for me if I had to. You can never trade again. Who are you going to give money to? Okay, well, I'm going to give money to this guy. Well, he's quite good, and he focuses just on crypto, just like me. And he's got a lot of the same thinking processes, and he's been doing it for a while, and he helps, new people. So, whereas I do not upload that frequently, he uploads a ton. If you are a very technical trader in crypto land, specifically Bitcoin, he's the same as me. He identifies, okay, there's plenty of leverage, and crypto Bitcoin is the easiest thing to trade right now. It's the most technical. I'm going to trade and focus on that market. So that's what I've done as well. The EOS, believe it or not, it's something that I like, I believe in, and I'm excited to see it happen. It might eventually outperform Bitcoin years down the line, but right now, Bitcoin is still mama. That's the one that's keeping the air conditioning running, the lights on, etc. So I want to give a shout out, Crown Crypto Cave. And like I said, it's not for everyone. There's no fundamental. It's all technical. So kind of like this, except I'm actually giving you a little bit of the fundamental case and kind of the market psychology. Another thing, we'll just go over some of these stocks. So that was kind of what happened to EOS. EOS is a buy right now. with a weekly or daily stop below the 618 on the Fibonacci. So if it goes basically below, $4, let's call it, an actual close versus a wick, then I'm getting out, and I'm targeting new all-time highs. So that's almost a double. So EOS is incredible opportunity right now. Bitcoin itself, let's just go right there. Bitcoin itself, as you can see, we made this huge move up and perfectly ticked the 618. This is just a logical, you just had a giant move in a very fast, short period. It's illogical for it to sell off there. And now it's getting a little bit choppy, a little bit, I thought we had this correction and then an ABC, and it kind of ABC'd, then an ABC, and then who knows what's going to happen now. It's likely that it continues higher. It's probably more likely that it continues higher. But if it does pull back, down to 90.50, or I'll just redo this just to make sure it's accurate, but kind of a target on this trend-based Fibonacci extension. Just grab this high, go down here, and then right there, about 9,000. So I called for a 90.50 in this area, and I would have liked to have seen it go to 9,000. Because it's just more meat on them bones, and I would have liked to see it happen fast. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to, wait another week or so probably to get it. But if this does fail, a lot of people are looking at this trend line. Just deleting some of this stuff. They're seeing a trend line. I never draw trend lines. I don't think they're all that useful. Especially not, getting out of a trade. But a lot of people are looking at like this trend line as like, okay, we're going to go from this trend line to this trend line. But I would still like to see 9,000. 9,000, and you look left and you see previous resistance that could become support. But this is Bitcoin. So what does Bitcoin like to do? It likes to trend. So perhaps this resolves higher, still around the 10 EMA, which is great, which I like. I'm not sure exactly what these, I wanted to make sure which ones these are. Let's see here. 10, let's make this one 21 and the 50. Let's just see how that looks. Okay, so basic attention token is flagging, and look at that, almost at the 618. This kind of peaked out way early and flagged for a long time. This peaked out earlier than the rest of the market. Another stock, I've given you this if you paid attention. I gave you this move here. That's Avid, a stock, a software company that makes Pro Tools, like this recording microphone. A little bit interested in some of the 3D names, Triple D, SSYS, and we're seeing some, this is years and years of just no interest, and we had this giant bubble. 3D printing is going to take over the world. I think people thought like, hey, maybe you could like print money and, get your 3D printer and we're just going to make so much money. But the reality came, just like solar stocks, like, oh, solar stocks are going to take over the world. Like, no, they're not. Chinese are going to dump on the market and no one's going to make any money selling any solar panels. So SSYS is another one. See, this one actually moved up, and now it's at the top of the range where it's kind of been consolidating. So I would love to see this one go. You got plenty of time. Any break over 30.77 on a, let's call it a weekly close. So that means if it goes all the way up to 35 and closes at the week, you're sitting there on Friday, it's $33, $34, $35, buy it and hold it for multi-weeks, multi-months probably, because it's got a lot of room to the upside. Let's look at Dash. Again, a lot of these cryptos have a similar chart, but this one seems to me like it's lagging. I haven't even heard people talk about it, so be interesting to see what's going on there. Again, EOS on a long term, it was not lagging. It had a very nice move into this Block.one event, and now back here, it's a monthly chart, weekly 50 support. Oh, so it's the 200 on the daily. Sorry, I misspoke earlier. That's why I wanted to change those moving averages. But this is the 200 daily moving average where it kind of found support, and also the 618. Ethereum Classic is an interesting one. Boom, boom, boom. I'd like to see two things. I'd like to see Bitcoin rip and Bitcoin go down. Either way, it's kind of a good thing, meaning that the more it goes down, I'm confident it'll eventually come back up. So it'll be a buying opportunity. But I do like when it, you get in a position and you just ride it straight up. IOTA. The thing that I like about YouTube traders is just keeping you engaged with the market. So maybe you personally haven't looked at a lot of these coins. I mean, they're all pretty big, heavy market cap coins. I've not seen anything super small cap that's interesting. Here's Litecoin, led the way up, and then now kind of seeing some LTC, BTC. Let's do this one. So it was stronger on the way up, and now not so much as far as just against Bitcoin. So I thought that was interesting. See Litecoin losing ground since the end of, just for about a month against Bitcoin. Bitcoin does not have to prove much. Eventually it does, but in the meantime, no, it's already proven itself. In hindsight, this looks so obvious, right? Like a little perfect triangle. It breaks here, and then boom, a lot of selling. Is that Qtum, the Chinese Ethereum? Let's also look at the main S&P 500 SPX. New all-time highs, baby. Look at that. Straight up with these basic corrections. Correction, boom, correction, boom. I mean, this is on a monthly basis. It's a lot more difficult than it seems. But basically, anytime you buy like a 10-12% dip, you've gotten rewarded. But where do you sell here? You just keep moving your stop up, move your stop up. And yeah, XBT. Okay, there's another one. Monero is interesting. Monero on the 10 EMA weekly. Monero, you see, like these lows are still in place with Monero, so that's actually quite interesting. Versus obviously Ripple's nipples. Shout out Crown. This low got taken out, and same thing with like really almost anything. This low, taken out. But that's interesting. So maybe it's time for a privacy coin, as long as this low holds $82, to start leading. And again, Bitcoin, it held the lows in here so far. This one was great. This is Metaverse. In the previous video, it was at $1. And I said, wow, we're just about ready to break out. You take this one at $2, but it's not my money. So full disclosure, I did not take this, but I did give you a little double. That was a correct call. It's just funny, interesting. But something like this, I really don't like trading these ones with there is actually good projects. Like I do like Monero, I do like Bitcoin, I do like EOS. So why would I trade something that's just got like nothing? There's two theories here. One is that, it's logical. It sounds logical, but it's usually wrong. Oh, EOS went down the most, therefore there's the most value there as far as the upside. Or, hey, Bitcoin and Monero went down the least, and those are the ones that I want to ride if we continue to go higher. And that is actually usually the right thing to do. But obviously, that's another thing where EOS, they have to deliver, but they have news, versus Bitcoin doesn't have, okay, Trump's tweeting about it. I mean, that's the news. But EOS is like, oh, fundamentally, we're changing our blockchain. That's actually bigger news that can move it and modify it. We're going to go in this way. We're going that way. AMD, another one that I own. And actually, I've owned Overstock too. That's been performing well, but not a ton of it as compared to like an Avid. But been a very nice, almost double here in Overstock. Overstock is a online e-tailer. We'll call it an Amazon, getting smashed from Amazon, but their CEO wants to go and invest in blockchain. So it was kind of a proxy back in 2017. Doesn't even seem that long ago, but it went all the way up to almost $100, which is incredible. Good for them. So anyways, I'm going to wrap it up here. Hopefully this works. Hopefully I didn't just waste 10 minutes blathering about nothing. I do have my new computer out. I'm going to create another video for that. And it is Friday, 7/12. So have a great weekend and stay cool. Peace.